Hello, wrestling fans! This is Sean's View Entertainment, the most dedicated and prolific WWE news source on the web. Subscribe now for hourly WWE breaking news, hard-hitting rumors, and more. And don't forget to smash that bell for notifications, comment, and share. Are you a true wrestling fanatic? Become a channel member right now to show your support and send us super thanks in the comment section today.
What is going on, viewers, fans, and subscribers? Welcome back to the channel. Remember to hype up the video and donate. Become a channel member today to help reinforce. And if you want to save this channel, become a channel member today. We have an emergency announcement right now, according to those in the know. And again, this is all the build up to Saturday night's main event. Now, if you've been on social media and if you've looked at the dirt sheets, if you've just felt the vibe in the wrestling community over the last week, you know that something massive is bubbling under the surface regarding Saturday night's main event in just under 24 hours. Well, basically maybe 48 hours because we got like 2 days left. We all know the stakes. This isn't just another premium live event. This is the definitive end of an era. John Cena, the greatest of all time, stepping between those ropes for the final time ever. Not his final WrestleMania match, not his final match of the year, his final match, period. End of the sentence. Now, the gravity of this moment cannot be overstated. This is bigger than a championship. This is about closing the book on one of the most significant careers of the modern era. One of the most important WWE stars in the history of the company, in the annals of time. And for months, ladies and gentlemen, the plan seemed locked in. It was going to be the ring general Gunther. On paper, it makes sense to go against John Cena, the dominant force of the new era, retiring the face of the old era. The new god versus the old guard, new school versus old school. It seemed like it was set. It seemed like it was going to go down. There was even a tournament to determine that Gunther would be the man facing John Cena in his final ever match. But something has happened, viewers. Something has went down. The vibe has shifted drastically. The excitement that should be palpable for Cena's final stand isn't not there. It just isn't there. It isn't adding up. Instead, it's been replaced by confusion, anger, and a massive wave of backlash from the very people that the WWE needs to satisfy, you, the fans. Because of the backlash, because of the criticism, the rumor mill is absolutely spinning out of control right now, just 48 hours, just 2 days before Saturday night's main event on Saturday night on Peacock. There is a feeling right now that the WWE knows that they may have miscalculated. The feeling is that Gunther, as a last pivot, as a last second out, could be out of the match. And if, again, that's a big if Gunther is out, the question becomes, who is in to face John Cena? Who is big enough to step into the high-pressure spot in wrestling history on such short notice? Now, again, I'm receiving rumors and speculation that the WWE has a few surprises. The WWE are planting and they are putting together a few surprises for Saturday night's main event. Now, one of those surprises could end up being Gunther being replaced and somebody stepping in as John Cena's final ever opponent. Now, if Gunther is out, again, we go to the question. We beg the question once again, who could be good enough? Who can fill the shoes? Who can fill the spot of Gunther on Saturday night's main event versus John Cena? Well, before we get into the replacement, let's briefly touch on why fans turned on Gunther, and let me be very clear here. Gunther is legitimate. He is incredible. Top 5 in the world right now today. But the overwhelming sentiment online is that he is the wrong guy for this specific moment. Now, again, the match is probably going to be a banger. It's probably going to be a match of the year candidate. But again, that's not what we've asked for. That's not what we wanted. John Cena's career isn't defined by technical masterpieces. It is defined by emotion, by storytelling, by overcoming insurmountable odds against larger-than-life rivals that he has deep history with. Gunther, well, he feels cold. He feels clinical. There is no deep-seated to the 20-year history here. There is no deep-seated to the 20-year history for John Cena. It feels like WWE is prioritizing making a new star over giving the fans the emotional closure that they want for John Cena, the greatest of all time, the never-seen 17 World's Heavyweight Champion. It feels like if Rocky Balboa fight against Apollo Creed or Drago, but just some tough new guy nobody really knew. Yeah, the fight might be good, but where is the drama? And again, it feels like if Rocky Balboa's final fight wasn't against Apollo Creed. Now, you have to believe that the WWE is seeing the data. They're hearing the criticisms. They're seeing the backlash on the line. They're seeing that the fans do not want Gunther as John Cena's final ever opponent. They know that the sentiment is negative. They know the build feels flat, and you cannot afford for John Cena's final match to feel flat, or people may not tune in because they know it's going to be Gunther, and they don't want to see Gunther. And it's not about, it's not, well, Gunther's a bad guy. He's doing his job. We don't want to like him. It's not that. It's kind of like that X-Pac go away heat. You know what I'm saying? You have to believe that the WWE is seeing this, and they are hearing it in real time. It is blowing up on social media right now. So if the WWE pivots, where do they go? If you pull Gunther, you need a name that makes the entire wrestling world gasp. You need instant history. You need an emotional connection that Gunther simply does not have with John Cena. The internet is currently on fire with theories. Hell, even Austin Theory would be a better choice. Who is left on, or Braun Breaker? Who is left on the board that is big enough for this spot? Well, that's where we get into it. This is where the crucial details and the big developments come in this very video for the replacement for John Cena. Are we looking at the man who grew up alongside John Cena in the business, the yin to his yang, the guy who has been his dark reflection for 2 decades, the Viper, Randy Orton, who has not been seen on WWE television, who is always waiting for one last strike at the Golden Boy? The story writes itself. They came in together. Maybe they should go out together. Or do we look at the man who defined Cena's career perhaps more than anyone else through sheer hatred, the ultimate opportunist, the man whose rivalry with John Cena launched the PG era into the stratosphere with tables, ladders, and chairs? There are hurdles there, obviously, with AEW. Contractual hurdles, but for one night only, for history's sake. Never say never in the business. Maybe we go back to the very beginning, what would be a true full circle moment. The Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, who stood in the ring on Cena's very first night and asked the young rookie who possessed him to slap him in the face. The 2 words that birthed a career: ruthless aggression. Imagine closing the book exactly where it opened. Or do we ignite the biggest firestorm in modern wrestling history? Do we revisit the summer of Punk, the summer of 2011, the voice of the voiceless against the establishment icon, the ideological opposite of everything John Cena stands for, the man who became a god in Chicago by tearing down the Cena construct? This isn't just a match. This is a battle for the soul of the industry one last time. The point is, there are options, viewers. There are options. Options dripping from the history and emotion that the Gunther match currently lacks. WWE is obviously backed into a corner at this stage of the game. They want this to be perfect. Do they want to stick to their guns out of stubbornness and hope that Gunther and Cena can win a hostile crowd over on the night in Washington, D.C.? Or do they pull the trigger on a massive pivot and bring back a ghost from John Cena's past to give us the ending that we actually want? I need to know what you think right now in the comment section below. Is the backlash to Gunther justified? And more importantly, viewers, who do you think those clues point to? Who is the one person who should retire John Cena? Let your voice and your choice, let your comments be heard down below right now. And as always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, if you enjoyed the news, the rumors, the gossip, the speculation around the clock every day, like, subscribe, click the bell, and remember to hype up the video and become a channel member today. It is so crucial, it is so huge, it is so volatile to become a channel member today or donate with a super thanks donation. But that's not all, guys, because we got extras. We got bonus for each and every one of you. You do not want to miss the breaking news on this story because it is developing, and it is developing very fast. It is unraveling as we're doing this very video, viewers. There's another name, another star in the past week that has teased a return, that has teased a match, that has teased one more moment in the WWE. And as a matter of fact, the last time these two men competed at WrestleMania, it was lackluster. It really wasn't the match we were hoping for. Now, we wanted this match. It was a dream match. We built it up. We hyped it up. We couldn't wait for it to happen. And then once it happened, it lasted about 5 minutes. And it was just completely horrible because it was just so fast. It was complete domination. It was one-ended. It was one-sided. And no, I'm not talking about the Beast Incarnate. I'm not talking about Brock Lesnar. No, I'm talking about the one match at WrestleMania that should have been stellar. It should have been monumental. It should have been one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. The Undertaker and John Cena. Remember, before that match happened at WrestleMania several years ago, we got the Dead Man and John Cena, but not the way we thought we were going to get it. John Cena comes from the crowd, rushes the crowd, goes into the ring. The Undertaker comes down to the ring, and he absolutely obliterates John Cena in about 5 minutes. Tombstone pile driver, 1, 2, 3, it's all over. Just like that. That's not what we were expecting. That is not what we were anticipating at WrestleMania, especially after all the years we were dreaming and thinking of what it would be like for John Cena to face The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Well, maybe all our questions has been answered, ladies and gentlemen, because The Undertaker on social media in the last week has put up pictures, he's put up images, he's put up somewhat of a promo online, a speech. Is it The Undertaker that is going to face John Cena in his final ever match? As we all know, The Undertaker suffered a health scare over the last year. So, it probably is a long shot, but not out of the question. Again, it always goes back to never say never in the WWE as to who is going to be John Cena's final ever match. Now, if it comes out that Gunther is going to be replaced, he's going to be rejected, who is Triple H? Who is the game Triple H? Paul Levesque. Who is he going to name? Who do you think should be the replacement for Gunther on Saturday night's main event, where Jesse the Body Ventura will be there on commentary once again for the showdown of showdowns, for John Cena's final ever match? It is the end of an era, ladies and gentlemen, an end of an era. And again, anything can happen in the WWE. Just remember that. Anything can happen in the WWE. That was once said by Vince McMahon. But beyond that, guys, we got more crucial developments, more big details. Listen to this one. And this may not bode well for the WWE. In just 2 days, but we do have some good news for the John Cena fans out there. We do have some good news. Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer reported that John Cena versus Gunther, if it does happen, if it is Gunther or somebody else or another replacement, it is going to kick off the show. And John Cena, the GOAT, is expected to receive as much time as he wants for his final appearance because there isn't a locked-in runtime. It looks like this won't be the case. Reported the following. I've seen the reports, and I understand they are given what they are given, but I can tell you that as of today, and things change rapidly, John Cena's last match will not open Saturday night's main event. Also, so see this confliction here. First, it was going to be the first match. Now it's not going to be. Fans on social media have noted that they want Cena's retirement match to close the show, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. But it can, again, that plan can change. We got another breaking news coming in about Saturday night's main event and John Cena at this time and at this stage. Don't you dare be sour, viewers. We are going to receive word on this next update, this next pivotal update here, where we bring you into the view because it's all about you. Cena versus Gunther again was, here we go, yet another update now. Here we go, guys. Again, it was scheduled to open Saturday night's main event. Alvarez previously wrote, there is no set runtime. However, reports are now inaccurate. In a new update posted on December the 11th by Andrew Andrew, we'll call him Andrew Bay, disputed those claims, stating that he has knowledge that Cena's farewell bout would not be kicking off the show. I've seen the reports. I understand. Well, that's what I just read. Let's see. With plans evolving in real time, it's unclear where on the card John Cena versus Gunther will ultimately land. WWE could still book a dramatic farewell speech to close the show or use the match to spike early interest before transitioning into the rest of the lineup. Either way, the layout is far from locked. So as you can see, things are changing by the moment, viewers. Just like Gunther might be changed. And it's very bad news for the WWE as the judge allows the ring boy abuse lawsuit against WWE, Vince McMahon, and Linda McMahon to move forward. Now, that is big, that is huge, and that is very critical to the WWE. Again, the judge is going to allow the ring boy abuse lawsuit against WWE and Vince McMahon to go forward. Also, Nikki Bella says that Triple H gave women's wrestling the respect Vince McMahon never did. Ric Flair posts an alleged text message from Sky Hogan to defend himself. Now, this is something I just am not going to get into. Gunther says John Cena is a way more skilled wrestler than Bill Goldberg. Gunther shrugs off missed mic showdown with John Cena ahead of his final WWE match at Saturday night's main event where they're going to mix it up. Gunther fires back at critics over facing John Cena in his retirement match. And the plans for Seth Rollins in the Vision after injury return are still unclear, but there is a very big hope that Seth Rollins will be back in time for the Showcase of Immortals WrestleMania. There is a hope, there is a feeling that Seth Rollins will be back by the time it's all said and done. And if Rollins is back at WrestleMania, either night 1 or night 2, it will be the visionary, the architect, Seth Rollins against Bronson Reed in some sort of gimmick match at WrestleMania. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on that. Because as you know, if it weren't for you, there would be no Sean. We prove it to you day in and day out. You guys are the center of the attention. You guys are the center of the universe. And as you know, if it weren't for you, there would be no Sean View. Plenty more to come.